Okay, so I have a new fear that has been unlocked. But first off, let me get this out of the way. Yeah, I missed an upload. It happened. Okay, I didn't mean to. I was a little under the weather, and you know, it was just I just wasn't in. I wouldn't have been energetic. It would have been this. Hey, you guys want to talk about manga? It's pretty good. And I'm gonna be honest, nobody wants that. You know what I mean? But it gave me time to catch up on reading manga. And this is where the fear came in. First off, I was catching up on One Punch Man. We'll get back to that in a minute. That's the big point of this video. But I did read Innocent. I did read through that. I think the author's popular work, I think it's like The Climber, that people want to get a physical release here in America. So they're like, please support Innocent. I didn't know anything about this series, but the way, it's not an Innocent review or whatever, but the juxtaposition of he's part of an executioner family, but he doesn't want to hurt people. That series, the artwork is gorgeous, and the way that they do violence in like this beautiful way, I don't know, it's wild. I really enjoyed that read. I also finally read all of Monster. Dude, I was cranking through reading manga being sick. It's kind of like the best kind of time because nobody expects you to do anything when, again, you're sick. But wait, this is where it happens. This is where the fear comes. So I am kind of making my way through reading a bunch of my collection stuff, and I kind of got to volume 19 of One Punch Man. I'm reading it. Oh my God, I'm enjoying it. Then something happens. It starts to seem familiar. I've read this before. Have I read this before? Am I crazy? What happened? This feels so familiar. Oh, he's back in a tournament that he was in volume 13. Yep. When I tell you, I've never been so sad because it's kind of picking up in this arc and I was getting excited reading through it. I now have to go buy another volume 19. And this is not the first time it's happened. Another time is Bleach volume 34. A long time ago when I first started doing this Manga Collection journey, I read through Bleach. You know, I got all the box sets. I had to buy another volume 34 because it just had 5 chapters. In this volume, I know it looks like there's 10 chapters like normal. No, that's a lie. They're lying. It just restarts from the first chapter of this volume. You're reading it, you read 5 chapters, and then it goes back to the chapter in the beginning. It's a misprint. It happens. But then the doubt starts to creep in. If you've been following this channel, I've collected a lot of manga. A ton of manga. Way too much for a normal human being. I understand that, and I live with it, okay? And I enjoy it. But then I started looking at my manga collection. It started getting daunting. I have probably read 60% of my collection. What other volumes are misprinted? I know a lot of manga collectors, especially manga collectors on YouTube, talk about like reading through their manga collection. I think even Promg did a whole video of like he's finally read through his entire manga collection. Like it's kind of a thing now, right? But I can just speak as a collector that has gotten a ton of volumes. Now it's like, okay, let's read through it. Like, I don't know, the thing of buying huge manga hauls and things like that, I'm just not that interested right now in it. Now, hey, listen, if I win the lottery, oh, what, this channel? Oh, I'll buy you guys manga hauls. If I win the I'll say it on camera. If I win the lottery, hey, put it in the comments. I will buy you an entire manga collection. Then we can just have like little book clubs together. That'd be fun too. But then I got terrified of when is the day gonna come? And I don't know if you guys have thought about this before, of like you're looking at the manga on your bookshelves. You're looking there and you don't think anything of it, right? Because you're maybe haven't gotten around to reading this series, or maybe you're waiting for more volumes so you can binge read it later. There's a ton of reasons why you don't read the manga the second you buy it. Makes sense. You catch a good deal, so you buy 2, get 1 free, and maybe you wait a few months before you read that volume. But let me tell you, when this happened, I wanted to flip through every single volume of my collection to be like, no. Because not only if you're in the middle of a longer series and now you can't continue it, what if, hypothetically, what if you had found this holy grail volume and you kind of just put it on your shelf because you're like, oh, it was out of stock or out of print, and I found it at like a half price books or something like that, and you just kind of put it on your shelf because you just want to own that series. And then one day you finally get around to reading that series. And you're halfway through the series. Let's say it's a 10-volume series. You're on volume 5. The story's picking up. It's doing great. You're so excited. And it has chapters from volume 1. What? Dude? Ooh. I don't know. I would cry. The tears out of my face, out of my eyes, sliding down my face. Just sadness. Listen. If you care about any of the series that you have in your collection, just flip through them. Just see if there's some misprints, because, oh, have I had misprints. I've also, Fifths of the North Star, I did a whole video about the Right Stuff thing where it was kind of printed to the side. It was cut differently. And you guys let me know in the comments, like, what is the worst misprint thing that has happened to you while you've been collecting and reading? Let's share in our sadness together in the comments down below. But hey, the good thing is I finally caught up on and read all of Monster, which I do have some thoughts about that, but I mean, people have talked about Monster all over the internet. I'm not going to make another video about it. My thought is this, right? Johan, don't you love how I was like, I'm not going to talk about it, but let's talk about it. Johan has kind of been touted as like this evil, like top tier evil character. He's a very behind the scenes character, which I get, but I'll tell you the unsung hero of Monster. The best character of Monster. Grimmer, he is an amazing character. And if the whole series was his adventures, oh, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. The Adventures of Grimmer. He's an amazing character that I had never heard of. You know, I don't really like watch reviews of Monster and things like that. That character is amazing. And Innocent, I was not expecting the art to be so beautiful and the subject matter to be so dark, but so well written, so well told. I really enjoyed that series. And I also read Downfall, and I think it's such an interesting, like, kind of character study of like almost separating the art from the artist. And he is kind of like this despicable person, but has this really popular manga and kind of going through the downfall of that. I don't know. While it's not my favorite of his works, I do think it's such an interesting read. This is just kind of like a catch-up video and like why I missed an upload last week and what I've kind of been up to. You know what I mean? Like, this was a very random video. So I really appreciate it. I always say it, but I really mean it. If you made it to the end of this video, wow, dude, whoa. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And as always, I hope if you're having a bad day, it gets better. If you're having a good day, it becomes fantastic. I'll see you next time.